Hello, I Prajwal Bedarkar from Civil Department, MGM University, Jawaharlal Nehru Engineering College, Aurangabad. As per our academic curriculum, we are doing our implant training under MGM's Construction Department. This is statement of our implant training. Land use, land cover and services planning using geospatial techniques for Gandeli. In Gandeli, there is a big campus of MGM University across 269 acres of area. In upcoming year, it will be identified as educational campus. Using advanced technologies like GIS and remote sensing, we are doing sustainable town planning for MGM Gandeli's campus. Architecture Dhanasri Kale is our industrial mentor and Dr. Suddashil Ghosh is our project guide who teaches us application and use of these all technologies. This is a group of our five participants uh, in which Neha Kardre is playing team lead role. This is candidate wise job allocation. Everyone have different kind of responsibilities for complete their task. Remote sensing is acquiring information about Earth's surface without actually being contact in it, and GIS (Geographical Information System) is a computer-based tool for mapping and analyzing future events on the Earth. This all the data we have used for making a basic map in the QGIS. Firstly, we have downloaded microwave remote sensing ESA European Space Agency Sentinel-1 satellites data for making contour map and DEM. Then we have downloaded optical remote sensing, which is passive kind of remote sensing, Sentinel-2A satellite data, and taken Google Earth data for mapping LULC map. Then we have used OpenStreetMap for locating roads. Then Hyperion data and Bhuvan ISRO's data for the identifying natural soil identification. Then we have used metadata, means meteorological data, for finding information about wind, sun, and rainfall. Firstly, we have downloaded microwave remote sensing data of 14 GB that we have opened in the Snap Toolbox software. Then doing after some further processing on it, we have got our DEM that we are able to see in the last picture. But this DEM not for Gandhili campus. This is for all Aurangabad and Fulamri region. That's why we have taken boundaries of MGM Gandhili's campus from Google Earth in KML format and open in clip raster in QGIS software. Uh, as you are seen in picture 2, and after removing outer area of these boundaries, we got the DEM digitally elevated model of the MGM Gandhili. Uh, DEM is mostly used for exotic terrain parameters for geomorphology. It will be modeling water flow or for hydrology and mass movement. It is DEMs are popular for calculations, manipulations, and further analysis of an area, and it is more specially analysis based on the elevations. Till now, we have done two site visits on the MGM Candelis campus. First is conducted on 22nd Feb 2021 and second is on 9th March 2021. Uh, in this campus, we have seen topography, land features and existing structure present on this land. There is around 10 farm ponds and 3 wells are present. In upcoming years, make this campus completely fulfilled from all the resources, sustainable and student-free atmosphere is challenge to us. Next, next part will be explained by Kalyani Gadge. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Kalyani. I am here to explain all the topographical maps of Gandhili. First of all, we marked the boundary of Gandhili in Google Earth and then we started looking for the features. There were some of the features which were not recognizable, which were not clearly visible, so we visited the site first, we verified each feature and again we marked it on the Google Earth. Once the marking was done, we exported all the features along with the boundary into QGIS in KML format. You can see both the maps in the slide. Then we acquired this topographical map for whole Gandhili campus along with the contour lines. Here we have considered contour interval of 1 meter just to be more precise, and we have also provided buffer of 100 meters to this to make sure that no area is left out of the boundary. You can also see 5 different pink colored lines. These lines are nothing but the profile section lines, which gives you elevation of the terrain at the selected point. The 5 different boxes at the lower side of the map are representing nothing but the elevation of the terrain at each profile section line respectively. This is the 3D visualization of whole Gandhili campus in Saga QGIS. One can see full terrain type of the site in this single video. Now this is the slope map of Gandhili. Slope is nothing but the steepness or the degree of inclination of particular feature with respect to the horizontal. Here the color shade is representing the steepness of the slope. Lighter the color, steeper the slope. Darker the color, gentle the slope or no slope at all. Now this is the aspect map of Gandhili. Aspect gives you nothing but the direction of the slope. Here also green color is representing plain terrain, whereas the purple color is representing terrain with some of the slope. Now further presentation would be explained by my teammate Neha.
Hello everyone, my name is Neha. I'm going to explain the hillshade analysis. Hillshade is nothing but a 3D representation of the sun's position over the surface of the earth. We used the Kisan online calculator. All we had to do was enter the longitude and the latitude values, the date and the time zone and hit on the execute button. Then we got the elevation angle and the azimuth angle. We saved this data in the form of an Excel sheet as shown. The data was collected every day from January 1 to December 31, taking 1 hour interval from 5 am to 6 pm. Preparation of a hillshade map. Now this is how a single hillshade map is created. The input layer is going to be the DEM of the Gandhili region. Then we enter the azimuth of the light and the altitude of the light. We then compute the edges. And then we hit run. This is how a single hillshade map is created. So as you know, we wanted to create a lot of maps, which was going to be very time consuming. So what we did was we used the RStudio. We wrote a script, and this is just a screenshot of the processing while it was being done. In the bottom right, you can see the hillshade maps are being exported in the form of the PNG format, the images. Then we made a video of all the images, and this is how it looks like. You can see the light going from east to west, that is the sunrise and the sunset. Further presentation is going to be explained by Bhagyashri.
Hello everyone, my name is Bhagyashri Khue. I am working on the multi-criteria decision making for the placement of the utilities like farm ponds, solar panels and the wind turbines. As earlier my colleague explained about the DM and the hillshade analysis. Now I am explaining about the procedure for the farm ponds. I use the QGIS and GraphGIS software for these maps. So this is the watershed map. Watershed map, that is the map of an area that drains all the streams and the rainfall water to a common outlet. Here you can see this is the 50 different zones. For this map I use the DM of a Gandhili. After that, from the GraphGIS software I use the r.watershed plugin. Okay, after that, water accumulation map. Accumulation, that is quantity of water that has gradually gathered. So you can see this is the yellow lines which shows the water, where water is gathered. So this is the very useful map for the placement of the farm ponds. Next one is the slope map. This is the slope map of a Gandheli region. So it is categorized into a 5 zones. The slope is divided into a 5 zones, that is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and after last one is the above 40. The red zone, it is the below 10, and this is the blue zone, this one and this one, this is the above 40. Okay, these three maps, that is watershed map, water accumulation map, and slope map, this is very useful for the farm pond. Okay, then my colleague Komal Zamre will explain the further procedure. Thank you so much.
Hello guys, my name is Komal, and as you can see, this is the Gantt chart of our project. We started our work on 18th of January 2021, and as per all the work that has been done, my colleagues have already explained you about it. Now let us go ahead and see that what kind of literature review, references and citations we have used in this project of ours. So guys, here is the literature review, references and the citations of our project. As you can see that I have copied all of our literature into JabRef. The reason that I have copied all of our literature into JabRef is because we are using LaTeX for our paper. In order to cite all of your papers into LaTeX, you need them into bibliotex format. And JabRef easily converts and stores all of your papers into bibliotex format. I'm going to show you a small tutorial on how you can use and convert all of your papers into JabRef. So first of all, you need to go to Google Scholar. It is not compulsory that you use Google Scholar. You can also go ahead and use Elsevier, Science Hub, or any of the places you know for the research paper. So I'm using Google Scholar because it is much easier. So you can go to Google Scholar and you can type the keyword of the topic the paper is related to, or you can type the title of the paper or the article you know. So there is also a great filter in the Google Scholar, and that is that you can filter the papers according to the times they are published in. It is also very important for you to remember that you consider the recently published paper, as in it gives you great insight, and it also helps you to easily interpret your papers, easily interpret the existing articles with your research and everything. So I'm going to consider this third paper, Evaluation of Vertical Accuracy of Open Source Digital Elevation Model. So when I consider this paper, you can see there is a small ditto sign here. You can click on the ditto sign and a small window pops up. So here's the window. You can click on this BibTeX option. And when you click on this BibTeX option, you can see a small text here. You copy that text and you go to JabRef. So when you go to JabRef, first of all, you need to add a new article in order to paste that text. So click on the plus sign here to add the new article. So when you add the new article, go to BibTeX source, you paste the article here, and after pasting the article, you can see all of the information that was related to your paper or the article, like the author, the title, the journal, year, and everything will be easily copied here into JabRef. Also, there is an optional field in which you can see the volume and the page number of your article. There is also this great function in which you can post the review of the literature. It is very important to study literature review because it actually keeps you updated with the existing literature, and it also gives you a great insight into your research with the current existing literature. So guys, this is all. And if you have any kinds of doubts or comments or anything that you want to say to us, you can go ahead and put them into comment section. Also, if you like our video, go ahead and like the video. Also, for more such content, subscribe our channel. Thank you.